Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patric Young and Terry Norvelle.
Let's change that up a little bit. How about a hurricane party happy hour, sort of, kind of? Hey, man, still kind of ugly, yucky out there. A lot of rain, still intermittent wind, just kind of a mess. Hopefully you have started a early happy hour, hurricane party happy hour, whatever you want to call it. We hope you are safe and enjoying it. Terry Norvelle right here on a Monday, kicking off our first official. Now, 2 weeks from today, we will be sitting at Fourscore Golf Tavern. Our brand new Monday location sponsor. Today, just getting things started. And next week, of course, we take the show on the road. We'll be in Gainesville at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill 3rd anniversary. So 2 weeks from today, we're very excited. We'll be sitting inside Fourscore Golf Tavern. You know it by now. It's been open a couple of years over in the San Marcos Square area. And they have a second location, nearly ready to open the doors over in the IKEA kind of side of town, that Bay Meadows, South Side area. We'll tell you all about it, but we're real proud to welcome our Monday sponsor. Again, we'll be there live in person 2 weeks from now, but we want you to start knowing the name, Fourscore Golf Tavern. By the way, as we welcome Patric Young, Patric, the weather's yucky, not a lot of golf on a course, outdoor. You can go over to Fourscore Golf and play a round or two right now, my man. To hell with the rain.
This is going to be the perfect day. And I was going to have lunch there today, actually. And
what happened?
I got scared.
Yeah, weather?
I do not like driving in that crazy rain, man.
Yeah. And Pat, we got a lot of stuff to get to. But you said driving in the crazy rain. Oh, my God. You're looking at a mad dude right now. I am mad, and it's been a few hours, so I've settled down. But, Patric, so you know I've inherited my brother's dog. My brother's going through some medical stuff, and you know I want to help out. And so I've taken on beautiful, about 7-year-old female dog, Penny. Big, strong, I mean, nothing but one big muscle. Sweet girl. Love her to death. So, obviously, I've had her a couple weeks here, and I go ahead and square away a vet appointment. You know, want to get her in, get her caught up. My brother obviously has having some trouble, you know, keeping up with himself, much less his dog. So, right. You know, that's what family does. And I'm excited. I'm a dog lover now. Love me some dogs. So, set up the vet appointment and going to where she's gone before. But I want to move one. There's a branch closer to me. But they told me I had to go to the West Side location first. And then we can transfer to the Beaches location, and the Beaches location doesn't always have a doctor on hand. Okay, long story longer. So I've set this appointment for Monday, today, 10 days ago, right? Closest time they had, man. I want to get her in and get her squared away and start treating this and, you know, getting her shots updated. So this place, I won't say the name, the vet, they've been great, man, starting about a week ago. Hey, just confirming you're 7 days out with your appointment. Hey, 3 days ago, hey, could you text us? Are you still on for Monday the 5th for your appointment? Patric, they even sent me a text yesterday on Sunday. Hey, this is the vet confirming you're 11:30 with Penny at our place.
That's a little too much, but okay.
Hey, can you Y or N? Yes or no? You're confirming. I Y'd it yesterday. Patric, I'm loaded up. Now, I'm in Mayport. And I'm going all the way to the West Side location because that's where she's been treated. They said the first time you need to kind of go over there and then they can release it. Blah, blah, I don't know. Patric, they've been great. They've walked me through reminders and text messaging.
It's about, what, a 45-minute drive for you?
It's, you know, without anything bad, it's a 30-minute drive. Good, between 30 and 45 minutes. Yeah, right there.
It's a good chunk of your day, though.
It is. I mean, you know, load my dog up. It's raining. Drive across the bridge. Blah, blah, blah. I pull up. There's not a soul in the parking lot. I get there at 11 for 11:30. I left early. Wasn't sure how much traffic I was going to run into. Patric, not a car, not a nothing. Sign says closed. I'm like, what in the world? So I sit there. I say, okay, well, maybe they're just doing lunch meetings and, you know, they're just going to service. My appointment was 11:30. Patric, I sit there for 10 minutes. Another couple of people pull up, and they're basically stood up as well. I call, nobody answers inside. There's not a soul inside. I call the other branch. They have 3 branches. One's down at the beach, really close to me. They open up. Hey, how you doing? I say, yeah, I'm supposed to be at this other location. I'm sitting at the other location. Are they closed? She goes, hold on, let me. Yeah. We're owned by the same people, but we kind of do our own thing. They went ahead and closed today for the weather. Patric, I need a new vet. I'm firing my vet before I even get started.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty bad.
Oh, don't like it. So I need a vet quickly in the Beaches area. My daughter, who just got out of the field, she was a vet tech for 5 years and just got out of it. She came home about 6 weeks ago and said, Dad, I think I'm burnt out a little bit. And that field can be a little stressful, as you can imagine. Right. Everything's not Rover and the family dog. You deal with some tough stuff as a vet tech. So she's recommended 1 or 2 near me, but just that's the way I get my Monday started, Pat.
I'm not a fan. I'm not happy for you on that one. Gosh. Yeah. I knew this was going to be a day of not doing much. But man, when you got a plan like that, that's tough.
Yeah. Okay, let's get started.
Why my head is so zoomed in?
You got a big head, Patric.
Well, that's not untrue, but
well, back up a little bit. There you go.
If I back up even more, I'm gonna be like, oh, so far away from my laptop.
Yeah.
I don't know.
First world problems, Patrick. First world problems. So. All right, man. Let's start off with gosh darn it. The injury bug has started to hit some of our local teams. The Gators suffer a running back injury, Montrell Johnson. It's interesting. We're going to get into this, and then Wednesday we'll talk with Dr. Bates from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Patrick, some of the wording, I think, if you read between some of the lines, some of the wording, and this is nothing that I've got to back it up, but some of the wording, I don't think it's real serious. We'll get to that. Montrell Johnson had a procedure done, looks like on his knee. And then locally here, Dewey, the safety for the Jags, Dewey Wingard. Yeah. He might be out for a little while. Now, he's a backup depth guy, so it's not I don't think it's a huge, I don't think they counted on him to start and play, 600 snaps this year. But it's that time of year, man. Notre Dame just had a terrible injury over the weekend.
Oh no, who they have?
They're Notre Dame's 2 tackles from last year are both in the NFL. Joe Alt was a huge pick. I mean, he was a top 10 pick, I think. Joe Alt from Notre Dame, great player. The backup guy who actually played in the bowl game because Alt opted out, blew his pec. Blew out his pectoral, done for the year. They also had a safety go out. So I tell you, Patrick, it's hold your breath season every year, these 3 weeks. In camp.
And I'd much rather tear a pec than tear a lower extremity muscle, though.
Yeah. But boy, that pec is one of those. That pec, the times I've heard of athletes having the torn pectoral muscle, it's like the Achilles. You're done. There's not kind of a sort of you're done for a season. It appears.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. I mean, I guess, because if you want to get back to playing, like probably the muscle and everything. Well, and I'm speculating. We'll ask Dr. Bates on Wednesday. The muscle probably heals after 2 to 3 months after procedure, but being as strong as it was and being able to load manage, I'm sure that takes a long time.
You would think.
I'm sure you're immobilized.
Yeah.
Where that muscle, they don't want you to stretch it at all, and then you got to get that range of motion back, and then you got to strengthen it.
And, you think about the pectoral muscles, obviously 2 of them. Those are big, thick muscles.
Those are big muscles.
So to tear those, and I guess it's always kind of you get pulled back kind of. Is that how you tear them, I guess?
I would think so. Yeah. Some type of like extension like that. Yeah.
But to tear through that thickness, we'll ask Dr. Bates, but I got to believe the pec muscle is as thick as any muscle probably in the human body. I mean, that's a big, thick muscle to tear. That's got to be serious force, doesn't it, Patrick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It maybe, getting caught off guard or getting overpowered. Yeah. I would think maybe even like extending with your arms forward, but maybe someone just like overpowered him and pushed through him and that got it too.
Or, you see these linemen, and this is a common injury for these big linemen. They kind of engage. You'll see these big linemen, and they'll engage, and they're going at it, mano y mano. They're going at it. And all of a sudden, somebody shoots the gap on their right or left, right? And I think it's just kind of natural to stick your arm out there and boom, this guy's going full speed.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. And that's you're either getting a holding penalty or I mean, it's not very obviously common that you tear your pec as much, but yeah, you see those guys, they know their beat and they got to try and slow a guy down and get that holding penalty. Because I mean, I much rather get a holding penalty, even tear my own pec, than let the court, because the season's over once QB1's gone.
Yeah, you're right. Pretty much it really is.
I mean, season's over, QB1.
There are some exceptions here or there, but if you're starting at big-time college and or the NFL, if your starting clear-cut quarterback goes down, there are examples where a miracle happened, but your season's pretty much over.
One in. I mean, and even if you got the guy from Jake Browning last year, and then Joe Flacco. I mean, they had really good overall time, but can they maintain? And even the guy that took over for Daniel Jones last year, that had the really crazy looking agent. What was his name?
Oh, remember I know you're talking. Oh,
because then he got in trouble. About like he had a speaking engagement or an appearance, and they were going to give him $5,000. Oh, now that I'm famous, I need $20,000. And then something like that.
Who was that guy? I remember that well.
What a terrible thing to put out there on your image.
Are you in a Snuggie? Is that one of those Christmas Snuggies you got working there?
No, I just got a sheet around me.
Stay classy, Patrick. Stay classy.
It's just a sheet, man. Leave me alone.
Stay classy, Patrick Young.
My dog is back here just hogging up the bed.
Don't hurt your dog anymore. Remember you had your dog yelping the other day.
Why you got to remind me of that? That was so sad.
That was bad. So anyway, we'll get into Montrell Johnson, and the natural first thing to ask or bring up is, my goodness, it wouldn't suck to have ETN still on the Gator lineup, right?
Oh my God!
It wouldn't stink, and who knows, if he stayed in Gainesville, he might not have had a situation, and everybody would have been happy. But it's interesting the way they phrased it. It sounded like, I'm not positive, Patrick. This kind of broke on Friday with Montrell Johnson. I can't tell after reading a bunch of accounts. Is this a new mild injury that just happened like Friday? And he went in to have, they call it a procedure. They're not even calling it surgery. And they've listed him as week to week. So all that kind of says mild. Is this something that was lingering, Patrick, that he's had kind of just I
bet that's exactly what it was. Something that had been lingering, and then it just wasn't getting better, and you want to nip it in the bud. Like, is there enough time for him to,
that's the key.
Be out? Actually, it makes me even think, Terry, if this was something that they're like, okay, you're eventually going to have to get this procedure and miss, let's just say, a month in your recovery time. Now doesn't seem like the right time.
Yeah. If it
seems like it should have been like, a month ago.
Yeah, and I get it. The patient actually should have all the say in consultation with their doc and their surgeon. Right. But I don't know. I think it's all going to come out. But was this something that, post Orange and Blue game back in April, I got a little tweak here. It's not a big deal. A surgeon may say, well, you could have it cleaned up now, or maybe it doesn't need to be cleaned up, and maybe it just got a little worse. And but the timing is I think the timing's odd, as you just pointed out, with the words they're using, right? Yeah. With the word, if they said he tore this Friday slipping or making a cut, and he's had a procedure, they would probably said surgery, right?
They don't even, and they wouldn't even have to tell us how it happened, but it could be even, there was, I know, like Xavier Wheeler, he played basketball for Kentucky 2 years ago,
right?
And he had a procedure on his glute or something like that, and they want to keep it under wraps. I don't know why or how it happened, but it was to the discretion of that athlete to not. So maybe hopefully it's something that's not going to affect his athletic ability, but either way, the fact that he should be able to come back and play the season, it's just like, almost Terry to a looking silver lining. Hey man, he's not going to have to go through that crazy 3 weeks of training camp. So maybe it could be a blessing in disguise.
So as we're sitting here, I'm just doing some quick math. Today's what, the 5th? Florida opens with Miami on the 31st. What is that? 26 days, which is just under 4 weeks. And if they're calling it week to week,
August 31st?
31st is when Florida Miami kicks it off.
What?
But if they're calling it week to
Are you
week,
going?
well, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, you see, I host this sports show that leans pretty heavy with college football, and the Gators are one of the. Yes, I'm going to Florida Miami.
Tell me more.
Hell, we're going to Gainesville Monday.
Yeah, I know.
Today. I can't wait for that, by the way. But getting back to Montrell Johnson, 26 days, which is just under 4 weeks. They're calling it a procedure. They're saying week to week. I also think, if he doesn't do anything for the next 3 weeks, his conditioning, but you got to believe he's pretty peak right now. I mean, you got to believe the last month or two, you've been going pretty hard. You got to believe he was running, obviously killing it in the weight room all summer. So if it's only 2 or 3 weeks, you got to believe he's not going to be way behind the 8 ball, wouldn't you think?
Right. Yeah, no, I think, he's probably is in that peak shape right now. And, they find a way, these strength coaches find a way to get you to do something.
Yeah.
Whether he's only going to have to do like an arm bike or a leg bike or something, they find a way to get you still, at least staying locked in mentally to the goal, because it is kind of, mentally taxing when you want to be out there. He's a football player. He wants to go out there and perform, but this is a major, it is a blow. It's a question mark for sure.
It's definitely a blow.
My God.
It's definitely a blow for Florida. And don't forget who Montrell Johnson is. Don't forget where he's come from, and don't forget what offense he's played in for years. I mean, he followed Billy Napier from Louisiana, right? He knows that offense. He's one of the number, without ever being down there for a practice with this group of players. You can't tell me he's not one of their leaders. He knows this offense in and out. He's probably the best running back that they've had in a long time that picks up in pass protection. It's not a good thing. I don't care who might step in. And I also wonder, will Eugene Wilson get a few carries? If Montrell doesn't go, particularly against Miami, the kid Ball, who looks so good in the orange and blue game, the big, thick kid from Georgia, true freshman, he looks so good. Daniels down there. I would wonder if Trey Wilson, if Montrell doesn't give you anything against Miami, you got to build something where Trey Wilson, I think, is in that backfield, and you hand him the ball 4 or 5 times.
Oh man, he's gonna have a good year. I saw some highlights on their social media, and he mossed this DB so good. Man, that dude, he's just small, man. That's the only knock. Because I would like to compare him. I'm trying to think of his NFL comparison, and because when you were talking about switching it up, he could be a sweep guy. He could be a jet sweep guy. But I just worry about his size. Look, Debo's a big wide receiver. Yeah. And he still gets banged up coming around for those sweep plays that they run. I wouldn't mind seeing him if needed. Yes, he's done some jet sweeps before. He used to do that a lot in the first quarter last year, and then he would disappear with a tweak. But I know, right?
If MJ's not going against Miami, I'm building in. If I'm running the offense, A, I'm trying to throw him the ball because he's a damn good receiver. B, I'm doing jet sweeps, one or two. And C, I'm not so sure I'm not letting him dot the I a couple times with a fullback in front of him or just a shotgun snap underneath. I'm getting him the ball a lot.
I'm not going to lie, Terry. D, maybe we can start thinking about mixing in some DJ Lagway. Some read option, put a defensive team on their toes when you know that the quarterback is looking for his run as well as handing the ball off. This is a cause for concern for Coach Napier as the OC, the head coach and OC, to think about that. What is he going to do? Just to consider. I think you should think of all options. Yeah, because something happens to Graham Mertz and DJ has to step in with not out a stud running back, you just got to be prepared. There's so much.
All of a sudden, if Baugh gets the bulk of the carry, Webb's down there, the kid from Trinity's down there, but Baugh looks so good. Are you comfortable, say, 20 of your offensive snaps against Miami being true freshman quarterback DJ Lagway in the shotgun with the running back on his hip, true freshman Jaden Baugh, with the lights on and a huge in-state game? Ooh.
Well, I feel like DJ Lagway I feel like he's made for the moment.
Yeah.
That he would rise to the occasion. I don't know about anybody else because yeah, you're right, man.
Woo.
In the swamp, that game, like
now on the flip side, unless something happens, and I hope nothing does, on the other side, wearing the orange and green, Cam Ward will be taking shotgun snaps, who's played a ton of football at that level, and the Oregon State running back that transferred in, Martinez, was about a 1,400-yard big-time running back that transferred to Miami. So
that's right.
That'd be a tough little 1-2 there. Hey, Pat, let's take our first break here. I'd love to hear from, obviously we're going to throw a lot of topics out today. We'd like you to get involved in the show. Feel free on whatever platform you are consuming the show. Drop us a chat. Question, comment, thoughts, anything we're talking about. We're crazy, we're not crazy. You want to add in, we'd love for you to be part of the show. We'll try and get to the chats and read them as we go. As we go to break, look at that rain. Patrick, I'll throw this question. Answer it on the other side. Olympic fatigue yet? Do you have it? Olympic fatigue at all? We'll talk about the Olympics, other topics that we will dot the show lineup with. Hang with us. It is the Young Norvelle Show on a rainy Monday right here on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Oh my. Oh my, how good does that look? Man, I may just run through the screen right now. I'm so excited. Oh boy, that's tough. That is a tough schedule right there. At least the back half, it looks to be tough. There you have it. Billy Napier and the Florida Gators going into year number 3. How about that? That looked pretty good, though, didn't it, Patrick? That got you excited.
Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State.
Some of them. Just go win some of them. If you're in year 3, go win. Go win, Patrick. All right, Pat, before we get to the coaches poll, the football poll is out, the coaches poll. Olympic fatigue yet, Patrick? I don't watch a lot of the Olympics, but I'm starting to, and I guess the closing ceremonies come up Sunday. I guess most things will end on Saturday, probably start winding down. But do you have Olympic fatigue yet?
Yes. But I did watch. I watched a little bit today, just because the track and field, the fast events were yesterday and today. And,
yeah. What a finish in the 100 men!
Oh,
that was. Gosh. I mean, you feel like, I don't want to disrespect Noah Lyle. He won. But don't you feel like you need to hand out like 3 almost gold medals to the other 3?
Yeah, the Jamaican guy.
Oh,
like I thought he got it, and I felt bad for him because obviously those guys, when you're sprinting like that, you're giving 100%. They're giving 110%, and to be in the lead, he was in the lead up until that last thousandth of a second.
And what is the deal? There's a lot of obviously it's all over social media, the finish and the still photography. There's a lot of misinformation out there because if you look at some of it, some of their shoe tips, their toes are touching, but the way it's, if I understand it, your torso is torso
head.
Unlike a horse, a horse, the horse can, it can be the nose, but the human determining factor, right, in sprinting is the torso, which makes it fair. You can't really stick out your arm and, stuff like that, right? And there was a little confusion on who won.
I thought people knew that. Yeah, you can't.
No, I saw a lot of people, Lyle didn't win. You can clearly see no, you don't. It's got to be, and it needs to be the torso, right?
Right, I think so. Head, torso,
Yeah.
Head. But I would even go as far to count the knee. Like if a knee were to pass,
But man, don't you feel? Obviously, Lyle won, and I'm glad he won. But man, if you had like 6 other gold medals, man, because
it
what
was
a finish!
Like 9.764, 9.768.
Yeah.
That much.
And I mean, Patrick, what a tough. You know how the minute you cross that line, almost all these sprinters in particular, what do they do first? They look up at the scoreboard. I mean, there had to be 6 guys probably, I'm guessing, help me on this number. There had to be 6 guys that their first 2 steps post-finish line, they must have thought, I at least medaled.
Yeah.
I might have won this thing, but I at least medaled. And guess what? 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and 7, they didn't medal. Woo! By this much.
I just wonder because Noah Lyles, he does the 200 meter. That he says that's his main event.
Yeah.
He said the 100 is the one he said the 100 is like riding with his left hand. He's right-handed, and you can do it. Just got to be more careful. Got to really get it. And this right. He said because I watched him do the 200 in a heat, and nobody was close.
Wow.
he's like right when I turn that curve, that corner on the 200, I know nobody's gonna.
Wow.
My dang.
That was something. But yeah, I'm with you. I haven't watched a lot of Olympics, but these 3 weeks you can't get away from it. I mean, it's consuming, and I've got a little fatigue. I have most of the
especially with swimming. I got swimming fatigue.
Yeah, swimming. Sure. I got swimming fatigue a little bit. Have most of the marquee events happen now? How about the decathlon? I guess that's That's still
I
out there,
don't
right?
know because I haven't seen Anna Hall once.
Yeah.
But that's probably my fault.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is my fault that I haven't seen her. But I know she's the going for gold as a decathlete. Those are by far the best athletes overall.
Oh, that's why they call him the reigning Olympic decathlete champion. Is considered the greatest athlete in the world, all around athlete.
Yeah, and think
with
gymnastics, and I'm trying to compare. You have individuals, you got teams, you got all around. Like when it goes to the track side, as a heptathlete, there's other people. You're not the best in each one of those events, but you're really good at each one of those events.
Yeah.
Like none of them will be good enough to compete with the best long jumper or the best high jumper. Because that's the only thing that they do. But it's just a little bit different because with gymnast, there's so many opportunities to get more gold medals in general. But those heptathletes only got that one chance, that one shot.
Yeah, that decathlon, the 10 events, and the way it got thought out is really cool because it doesn't. Those 10 events, they don't help out any one type of athlete across the board. If you're a big, thick, strong dude, okay, you're going to do the shot put real well, and you're going to do the hammer throw and stuff. But the javelin, but you're going to struggle in the quick twitch, right?
The long jump, you'd struggle. The high jump,
100 meters.
Maybe 100, but like they do the steeplechase too, right?
I don't think they do the steeple. I don't think that's in there.
I hate that one so much.
But and then vice versa.
Who thought of the steeplechase? We're gonna put some water in one hurdle that you have to jump over,
and a 2x4,
and a
whatever,
2x4.
something. But on the other side, if you go, okay, I'm gonna be a 180-pound quick twitch, fast, long-legged guy. Okay, you're gonna kill it in the 100 meters and the 1500 meters probably because you're 180 pounds, but you're going to struggle throwing the shot put, and you're going to struggle with the discus, right? The 10 activities you have to do are really spread out, and it really gives you probably the best athlete.
Yeah, Garrett Scantling, he's a Jacksonville almost medalist from Tokyo. He placed fourth, and he's like,
ridiculous, man.
I remember his height exactly, but he's probably about 6'3", 6'4", and just so fit, man. Like he's got the muscle build.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't say that he's a heavy thrower, and then you wouldn't say that he's a long distance runner. He's got that build that's right in between. And, even sprinters, short distance sprinters, they have a lot of muscle tone. He's not that muscular, but he's able to do a lot of things really well. Just came up short, a few points short of a
fourth in the world. Wow. All right, Patrick, here we go. Coach's football poll came out today. I'm going to go through the top 12 because we're going to play a little fun game if this is how it ended first week of December. How about, here we go. Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Alabama 5, and Ole Miss 6. That's half of your top 12. Notre Dame 7. Bad news for Notre Dame today on the coming out of practice over the weekend with injuries. Michigan 8. Penn State 9. Florida State 10. Missouri and LSU 11 and 12.
Wait 1 second. Give me 9 again.
9. Penn State.
Penn State.
There's some kind of rule that they always have to be picked in the top 10, right? I mean,
and always picking the top 10, and if they always finish in the top 10,
Dennis, they always disappoint though. All right, Patrick. So here it is laid out, the top 12, and if this was the way it ended, you would have for the 12-team playoff, right? Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, and Texas would have byes. You then would have number 5 Alabama taking on number 12 LSU in a rematch because they would have played at Baton Rouge on November 9th.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm fine with rematches. Let them fall where they may. The NFL has their NFL has rematches.
Yeah.
You would have number 6 Ole Miss taking on number 11 Missouri, SEC matchup, but they did not play in the regular season unless they would have played in the and they wouldn't have played in this poll, the SEC championship, because you'd have been ranked higher. You would have number 7 Notre Dame against number 10 FSU.
Okay.
And you would have number 8 Michigan, number 9 Penn State, possibly a rematch. Number one, are you okay with rematches? And in some cases, and Patrick, I think this has happened in the NFL before. Not a bunch, but it's happened. In some cases, in this type of poll now, with this type of playoff, you could have three games between two teams.
Yeah. Oh no, I love it. I mean, we have that it's an NFL.
It's happened before. It doesn't happen all the time, but you
have it in the NFL. I mean, look, 1999.
It happened.
Titans.
Yeah.
Couldn't get past that hump.
Yeah.
And each one of those games.
Great example. Patrick, that's a great example. The Titans and the Jags played twice in the regular season, and they met in the playoffs. They played. I'm fine. Everybody says when it comes to the college playoff, what about rematch? Big deal. Play it where it lies, right?
Yeah,
play the ball where it lies, man.
Those games mean something. They mean, even if those are you got your one loss, your two losses or whatever, and you get a chance for redemption, because then that's your argument. Oh man, we talked about it a few weeks ago, Terry. No one says we just got beat by a better team. We got beat because of the officials.
This or that. I hate that.
That happened. So it provides the team an opportunity to shut up.
Yeah.
Shut somebody else up, shut the critics up, and say, hey, maybe after a second loss, you'll say, like, I can fully admit, when we played Kentucky 3 times my sophomore year, they were a better team. Like, we got better during the season as they did, but there was no chance. Like, they had gotten so much better during the season.
Is that right?
Yeah. But I think our 2014 team would have beaten that Kentucky team, or at least out of those 3 games, we would have beaten them at least once, even with Anthony Davis.
Who were some of the stars on that Kentucky team, 2 or 3 that you referenced?
Anthony Davis. Have you heard of him?
I've got him, Anthony Davis. Wow.
Anthony Davis, Terrence Jones, Deron Lamb. I know I'm
the guard. The guard.
Teague was there. Kid Gilchrist.
Kid Gilchrist, yeah. He and Davis led that team, man. They were
they did. And Kid Gilchrist, I think, they went 1 and 2 in the draft. And Kid Gilchrist, I mean, how long did he last in the league?
He was a baller.
He had a terrible shot. His shot it was so awful. Great athlete, but an awful shot.
Yeah. Gotta go into basketball.
Bradley Beal, he's still in the NBA. He went number 3 that year.
Wow. Brad Beal, one and done, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got there, Patric?
Frog fuel. It's a little quick way to get some protein in. 15. It's a little 1 ounce shot.
Frog fuel.
Yeah, it's hard to eat a lot, but anytime you can sneak in some protein, whether it's a shake or this thing's 1 ounce.
I'm with you.
And it's really sweet, but 1 ounce is perfect. If it was any more than 1 ounce, I wouldn't like it. But 1 ounce is the perfect.
Be too heavy. Be too on your
stomach. It's just too sweet,
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Hey, Pat, are you excited about next Monday? We'll be at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill doing the show 4 to 6 live from just outside the restaurant on the stage.
Yeah.
And then are you ready? You're up for another book signing? 6 to 7.
I'm always up for it.
Book signing. And then we will adjourn into the restaurant. Our dinner time on our 2 tables is 7:15. Gonna be a fun time. Is your mom still planning on going?
Yeah, Mom will be there. She will.
Okay.
She'll be there with us. She's she's my main caretaker when we travel. And
nice.
When she travels, I call her Susan. Susan is on the clock. When we're traveling together, she's Susan. She's just like now, she's Mom. She's Mom.
Fair enough. So it'll be Bonita Young, Patrick Young, myself, our buddy Dave Farmer, who is the title sponsor. Dave owns Florida Power Equipment. He has stepped up, and he's the title sponsor of our special broadcast next Monday. And he will show up. I believe his daughter and niece are all going to sit at our tables. And there's a couple other people that purchased tickets. I think we only have 3 tickets left. And the way I'm doing it, I don't want to oversell. So reach out to me. And there are only a few tickets left, and they're for the late dinners. I mean, 8:30, 8:15. A little bit later in the evening. Our dinner is 7:15. You get all kind of stuff. You're going to get some FaceTime with Coach Spurrier. He'll be playing the entire restaurant. Selfies are included. Patrick, our people that buy tickets at our table, we're going to give them a copy of your book. You're going to go ahead and sign a book, and we'll have it out there for all of our guests that are coming and going to sit at our table. It's going to be a fun time. That is next Monday. And again, I think we've got 3 seats left, and they're going to go quick. Reach out to me, however you can reach out to me. I don't want to just say, hey, go buy them, because too many people will go buy them, and we don't have enough tickets, right, Patrick?
Right.
I think we got 3 left. So if you're interested, it is next Monday in Gainesville, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, 3rd anniversary party. We're going to be there. No telling how many former and current Gators are going to be roaming around the restaurant. It's going to be a big old time. Patrick, I know some of your basketball colleagues, and they'll be running around. Todd, there's a good chance Todd Golden and some of the coaches will be there. Some current basketball guys. Will Richard, remember he showed up at your book signing? And
yeah.
A couple guys showed up at the book signing at Spurrier's a couple months ago. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was really cool. That was and then we had our buddy Josh with Dave's Freshly Used that had some great Gator gear, and
remember that?
Will Richard grabbed some stuff. A bunch of people grabbed some stuff. I myself included. That
was a lot of fun, man. And we're going to do it again right outside the front door. The event starts, I think, 4 to 10. By the way, I did something smart. I went ahead and got me a hotel right there in Celebration Point. I ain't driving home that night.
I know, right? Yeah, me neither.
Nope.
And it's a weird thing I did, because I mistimed when I was speaking to the Gators football team. I don't think I went through and allow me for this 1 second to let
go ahead.
Let our listeners know what a day in the life of training camp looks like for not only the University of Florida, but I guarantee you this is going to be most all programs do this, have a schedule like this. And I think that this last part is really funny. Let's see. Nope,
and go.
Here it is.
Action.
So starting at their day goes from 7 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. All right. Ooh. And starting off, we got breakfast, weigh-in, hydration, treatment, recovery, prevention, unit / position. That's at 8:30. Staff workout, 9:35. Full staff meeting, 10:30. Prep for practice is at 11. Lunch is at 12. 12:45. Is game changers, punt block, something with the special teams. I'm glad. Okay. Good to see that.
Yay!
Unit position again.
11.
I don't know what they have numbers at the back of these. I'm not sure if these numbers mean the number of players that are going to be out there, but that's regardless. 145, team meeting, walkthrough, dress, GC walk. Don't know what that is, but it's something. Shell drills, practice at 2:30. Secure. Don't know what that means, but it's something that needs securing.
Probably the football. They're probably hitting the football.
Probably. Then media at 4:45.
Don't fumble, Patrick. Don't
got their Dinner's at 5. Staff film review at 5:30. 6 p.m. They're doing some more recovery stuff. 7:30. Speaker Patric Young. 8:15. Game changers again. 8:30. Unit position. 9:15. Secure again. Let's figure that out. I'm gonna find out what that means.
Yeah, we gotta find out. I don't think it's football at 9:15.
9:30 snack, and then 10:30 curfew and share location. So they got to share their location.
This is a day in the life of Florida's 3-week camp.
Yeah, that's a day in the life. Yep.
And I think this year, for the first time, they're staying in one of the dorms. Normally, they go to a hotel right around the corner. You kind of get away. But wow, you think you're tired by 10:30? You think you're ready to rack out, man?
Where's like nap time? These guys gotta they're getting in early. Are they lifting weights here as much? Weigh in, recovery, prevention. No, I'm not saying.
And Patrick, you would think, hey man, you would think, knock on wood, with that kind of schedule for 3 weeks, you're too tired to go out and get in any trouble anywhere.
Oh, for sure.
You don't have any free time either.
But just think, Do you remember the bubble with the NBA 2020?
Yeah.
So obviously they had to go down to Disney and they had the bubble, and they had one rule: don't invite any outsiders during this time.
Yes.
That is, and there was a guy that did it.
Yep.
At the cost of chasing a woman, he got kicked out and probably is not in the NBA anymore.
Yeah.
And this is the time where those guys, think about your future.
I'll guarantee you there's some girlfriends that aren't happy the next 3 weeks.
better to have an unhappy girlfriend than to mess up your chances to achieve your dreams of making it to the NFL.
You're right.
Etching your name in Gator history, Gator football history.
And you have spoken to the group, or is that your itinerary when you go down?
That is going to be August 13th. That's going to be the day after Spurrier's.
Oh, cool. So that's why you're staying too. Just go ahead and stay the night.
For 2 nights. Yeah.
Boom. I like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I thought I was speaking at 4, and I would have driven home 7:30. Okay. And hopefully, I asked Savannah Bailey, that's with if there's I can get 10 minutes to just meet up and chat with Coach Napier, because I've been around. I've never met him.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Now you're not taking the day off the show. You're still working. I'm getting my work out of you. I don't care about that. By the way, as we go to break,
you see that word secure? I think it means secure Patric Young in a closed room with no internet. That's what it means.
No, it does not. By the way, Patric, speaking of things coming up in the near future, we've got the Spurrier's party next Monday. Looking forward to it. I've got a little vacation coming up, right? And I never take vacation. Are you excited? Are you ready to? You're going to host this show on Friday, August 23rd. I'm on a plane heading to Atlanta. Can you handle it? Are you nervous? Are you scared? I have set a high bar, Patric. I'm a professional.
Nervous, but so Terry, one time when I was doing Sirius XM during the basketball season, and those sometimes were 3-hour shows, first thing in the morning, 8 to 11. Just like, oh man, just take your whole morning. But this was a 4 to 6 afternoon show, and I always come on like there's a host that leads, like you lead this show. And we have discussed same exact premise and how we run this show. We open up, and I can't remember who it was. They weren't there.
Uh-oh.
So I had to just open that show up via monologue for 20 minutes.
How'd you do?
And I don't know. I think I did fine. It was just like not being necessarily prepared, but we had a rundown and everything for sure, and talk about it. The good thing is it was in the midst of the season, so there's plenty to talk about.
Sure.
But still,
I'm here for you though, Patric, until that day. But I think you're ready. I think I have groomed you, and I think you are ready. Now, don't be too good. Don't be too good, and you don't need me anymore. Don't be too good. So, all right, let's take a break here. We're slowly wrapping up hour number 1. More topics to throw out on the table. Oh, the lovable White Sox, 20 and counting. I think they snap it tonight. They've got Oakland. We'll talk about that. And also, there's one Olympian that I'm a little disappointed in. Your girl, Richardson. I was a little disappointed in the way she treated the media. And we'll talk about that on the other side. The Young Norvelle Show, getting close to that sport right there. College football is so close. Florida State, Georgia Tech, ready to get on a plane in about 2 weeks and kick things off in Dublin, Ireland.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
A good look at the Jaguars out on the field. Probably not today, thank you very much. But, boy, they got to be tired of practicing right now. Saturday, the first, kind of sort of game, I guess you want to call it. But, my goodness, it feels like the Jaguars and the NFL feels like they've been on the practice field for a long, long time. Do you concur with that, Patrick? Seems like the Jags have been out there practicing. And, last Thursday we had that one Hall of Fame game, and nothing happened this weekend. So we've actually got 4 days in a row of NFL action, if you will, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everybody will get on the field. Obviously, the Jaguars go Saturday night here. But, man, it feels like the Jaguars have been out there for like 2 months practicing, doesn't it?
I know, right? And are we finally getting some reports that their offense is looking better?
Yes, they've turned a corner. And much ado about, well, there's nothing else to do. So you got to talk about anything you can, I think, particularly if you cover those teams, and not a whole lot going on.
I will say to a fault, and of course, this. We make things that aren't a big deal because, we got to talk about something. And it's just some of them. Yeah, thanks. Perfect. I was going to ask you about that. The most minor things, we make them a thing just because we need something to talk about.
Yeah. Exactly. Got a lot of time to fill, a lot of space to, writing space to fill, podcast, radio, TV. Hey, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I was a little disappointed in Sha'Carri Richardson the other night when, she won a silver medal, for God's sakes, and her story is well documented. Heartbroken, I guess. Disqualified in Tokyo. Tested.
Her mother passed, and she didn't use a great coping mechanism.
Yeah. So and we know, and did not get to compete. Well, there's no shame in a silver medal. She did not win the 100-meter gold as she was favored, but here she is, and gosh darn, I'm not a huge Olympic watcher, and even during the qualifying a couple months ago when they put the teams together. I watch here and there, but I have seen her story and seen her on television and getting interviewed a million times. And I've heard her talk about, hey, basically I was wronged. This is my redemption tour, and I'm going to show, I'm the best. I saw her a million times.
She wasn't wronged.
Well,
she broke the rules.
I think, and what was it? Was it marijuana? What was it? Something minor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Terry. I don't believe that marijuana helps your
performance.
It's not a performance enhancing drug, but
she and
IOC, man,
I saw her. Okay, any way you want to cut it. I saw her using the television talking about this is my reclamation a million times, different interviews, and I'm coming back and I'm this and that. Well, I had a little problem. She didn't win, and she shunned the media. She didn't go see the. You got to go to the post-race press conference. You've got to face the question because, Patrick, had she won, I know athletes. If she had won that gold medal, she'd still be there taking questions. No, guys, no, stay here. Stay here. Here, bring your camera back. I wasn't real happy with that.
I'm not. Every time I say Terry, my phone thinks I'm saying Siri. I guess I can hear the closeness there. But
Call me Siri.
It reminds me, and I don't know if this is gonna. Hey, doesn't mean that it's a reminder. Does not mean it's 1,000% accurate. All right.
Okay.
But the way that she's handling not winning and the negativity, it reminds me of Angel Reese. It reminds me a little bit of Angel Reese and how she would handle, in the way of putting yourself. Because I was saying this the other day. I don't know if I said this to you, but they put so much. Part of what happened to Simone Biles in Tokyo, they're calling her the GOAT already. Like she's already going to walk into this thing and win it. And don't get me wrong, she had the capability to do so, but the immense amount of pressure, like that is just manufactured, not the pressure that's there when you're about to perform, that's organic, but this was like a manufactured. And look, I'm never going to say, don't take the money. If Nike and USA want to put you on the face in the commercials and the ads, because Sha'Carri, she was on everything, every ad. As was Lyles and many others, and I'm just like, gosh, man, wow.
I was a little disappointed though.
You're very disappointed. If
you gotta go, you gotta go face the press.
Your job, you gotta face the press.
I think you do. And again, I've been in locker room settings where a team won a big game, and I'm being a little facetious here, but I think you get my point. A team wins a big game, and you, the reporter, you, the cameraman, you can't get out of the locker room. No, come back. Here, I'll answer more questions. Yay, we won. I'm smart. Well, if they lose, I'm not talking. Well, Sha'Carri, you can't not talk after using the media for the last 2 years, certain for a year. You got it. And you won a silver medal, for God's sakes. I get it. Ricky Bobby says second place is the first loser. I get it, or whatever Ricky Bobby said.
Yeah. That's what I think. That's what Bobby Pink said. Man, he did what a great job he did. Winning that 1500. He dominated it, man.
It really did.
It's got to be really cool for him training for these last few years alongside Katie Ledecky that was pushing him, and then for her to win, him to win. But you got to face the media as difficult as it can be. In my worst moments, that I had, you got to go there. You got to answer the questions.
Even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes, you got to, hey, I didn't get off to a good start. Unfortunately, our sport is cruel. When it comes down to it, you've got just under 10 seconds or whatever to do it or not. It's a cruel sport. It's not 4 quarters. It's not a series. It's not best 4 out of 7. And you know what? I got beat. I was a little disappointed. Patrick. Hey, tight Pat, we're halfway home. We're going to catch up with Brent Beard on the other side. A lot of college football stuff has happened over the weekend. Boy, there's some real smoke coming out of Michigan. And the new coach, Jones, and what's going on and what might be going on. That and a whole lot more. Hour number 2 comes up next on the Young and Norvelle Show.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Our date for the next couple of days, I think, is little rain mistress hanging out with us here on the First Coast. Young Norvelle, Patric Young, talking sports with you on a Monday. We hope to hook up with Brent Beard here momentarily. And Patric, while we're waiting here on Brent, I want to get a couple baseball things out. I want to get back to the White Sox. They have now lost 20 in a row over the weekend. And I want to throw this shout out to a former Gator pitcher who was on the Gators a couple of years ago, and he is meteorically heading to the bigs. Brandon Sproat. Do you remember Sproat? He and Hurston Waldrop, they were the aces 2 years ago. Yeah, went deep. Should have battled LSU, came up second. Brandon Sproat, one of the ace pitchers for the Gators a couple years ago. How about this? I mean, he is on the door now. His last start was Double-A. He struck out 13 batters in Double-A like 2 nights ago, including, get this, the last 11 in a row.
Oh, wow. 11 in a row?
13 overall. This is Double-A ball. They say if you're playing a decent Double-A
11 strikeouts in a row?
He had 13 total and 11 straight to close out the game, and he immediately got promoted to Triple-A. So he's knocking on the door. Another Gator arm trying to get into big leagues. How about that? How about that?
How about that?
And,
That's amazing.
they say, Patrick, they say in minor league baseball, if you're at a nice, solid Double-A, because there's different leagues around the country, right? There's 3 or 4 different Double-A's and Triple-A, right? If you've made it to Double-A, those are good players. I mean, you're not striking out a bunch of rookie league guys. Those are good players. 13 strikeouts, 11 to finish the game. Brandon Sproat.
Was he one of the guys that he's in the high 90s, mid to high 90s?
I think you have to be, or you can't play anymore. Right? Yeah. Oh yeah, he's power fastball. He's big right-handed. Power fastball.
I liked him a lot as well.
Well, he's made it. He got roughed up the first time he made it up earlier this year, but that happens. That happens. He'll come back up. They both have big league stuff. Obviously, they both have big league stuff. Patrick, the White Sox, 20 in a row now they've lost. I mean, I just wanted to get that out, and we'll welcome Brent Beard here in a second. But I'm almost positive. I think the White Sox tonight they open up a series with Oakland. I predicted if they play tonight, the White Sox will win tonight. They'll snap it at 20. 20 straight losses, Patrick. Oh, that's got to hurt your feelings. As
they have
we
a
welcome.
chance tonight?
I think they'll beat Oakland. Oakland's not real good.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the chance.
They'll snap it. There he is, Mr. Brent Beard here on a rainy Monday. How you doing, my friend?
Was it Jim Carrey that said in the movie, hey, there's a chance, even though it was like
1 in a million.
Like 0.0000.
So you're saying there's a chance, fellas.
That's right.
Hey, Brent Beard, we'll dive into this with Dr. Bates in a couple of days, but the Montrell Johnson injury, a little secrecy. The Gator running back has had a procedure. Pat and I were talking the first hour, and I want your thoughts. Brent, you've obviously read probably 4 or 5 reports, as I have, and there's still some ambiguity. Did he get hurt Friday? Is this a lingering injury from a couple months ago? But, Brent, maybe I'm just happy Gator here. Reading between some of the words, it sounds minor to me. They're calling it a procedure, and they're calling it week to week. I don't think you say that with regular surgery. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think he is going to be back for Miami. When I saw that, the first thing I thought about was, now Terry and I and Pat talked last Wednesday about these blooming early injuries.
Yeah.
And but I mean, it looks pretty good. Yes, that he is going to be back 817 yards last year. So that on that way, that is good news. The awful news of the last few days, people may miss this, but Tennessee lost one of their one of their secondary, Jordan Thomas, who is supposed to be a starter. He is out for the year. So the problem is, to your point, guys, is, I mean, these guys have not, Tennessee hasn't even been in, they have been in camp a week, and the guy is already out. One of the guys they were really depending on in the secondary.
And Patrick, it happens every year across the board. You've got 3 weeks of camp, and you want to go and you want to go hard, but you just got to hold your breath, man. You just got to hold your breath.
Yeah, just really hoping that there's a fine balance between how much you push and how much you walk through. And I think it's especially important for the freshmen, obviously, to get up to game speed and stimulate that. I mean, I'm so glad I didn't play football, because it can even be, a guy getting injured going half speed, other guys not going exactly half speed, or just catches them in the wrong angle, and it could be a tweak.
You just wonder how much longer traditional training camps are going to happen. These even the high level college guys, they're pro athletes. They're taking care of their body. They aren't these Power 5 guys. They're not putting their football acumen away in January and not thinking football again until August. They're football guys around. You wonder. I think we're going to have, as I said last week, I coined the phrase, I can see classroom training camp becoming more and more prevalent. Right. Walk through classroom training camp much more than 3 weeks of go hard. Brent, I'll tell you who else got hit, and this just came out, was, you feel for Notre Dame. They had 2 season-ending injuries, including their projected starting left tackle and a safety. But, Brent, get a load of this. Joe Alt was the star for Notre Dame last year. He went in the top 10. Great lineman. I think he's going to be in the NFL for 15 years. Both tackles for Notre Dame last year are NFL guys. Alt is a star, okay?
He is.
This guy that blew his pectoral and he's out for the year, he was Alt's backup, and he played in the bowl game because Alt opted out, and he's gone. I mean, that's just devastating. They're down to their
ripped.
And that pec muscle, when you rip that thing, you're done for a year minimum.
Yeah, and look, I've heard some nightmares about when that happens in the gym.
Yes.
What that looks like, and I'll, since this is a family show, I'll save. But I think you can figure out what I'm talking about here. But and look, the problem is that hurts them because they've only got a few weeks now. They've got A&M. Game day is going to be there, which is going to be a really good game. But as Terry mentioned, if anybody can afford it, it's probably Notre Dame, as easy as that schedule is.
Yeah, their schedule is it just timed out this year. And, Patrick, having an easy schedule can be good or bad. I mean, okay, if and Notre Dame, it just fell this way. Their schedule on paper looks terrible. I mean, terrible. Now, Patrick, if you've got an easy schedule and you win all your games, okay. Yeah. That helped us probably. If you've got an easy schedule and you drop a couple games, that thing could bite you right in the you-know-what. That lack of strength can really, really bite you. Brent Beard, I want to switch gears. Patrick, we went to break a moment ago, and Patrick was saying, them boys is cheating up in Ann Arbor. Boy, there's a lot of smoke. A lot of smoke. What do you call it? The guy that was sign stealing and all? Stallings. Yeah, and all that stuff is still – the head coach now is getting lumped into this. Is this stuff starting to get serious with Michigan?
I don't know if the problem is – you're not going to do anything to Harbaugh. I mean, they'll probably give him a show cause, but he's in the NFL, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it is the problem. The real problem with this is all the would be their current coach, Sharon Moore, deleted all these emails,
text messages and emails. Yep.
And again, this is your notice of allegation when you get that they're actually trying to investigate you into what's going on. But the problem is so many of these other assistants were allegedly in on this too.
How awkward! Let me stop you guys.
Yeah.
Think about it. If Sharon Moore, the interim now head coach at Michigan, he got the interim tag, and then he's the head coach. It sounds like he is the top of the level of this controversy, and if there's any punishment that comes down, he's going to catch it. Could Michigan have back-to-back seasons where 2 separate head coaches are suspended during the season? Harbaugh was suspended twice last year.
Yes. Well, now, here's the thing about this. You get your notice of allegations. You're given a chance to reply. I don't think the investigation – I don't think there's any way this investigation – now, again, we don't know how long they've had this notice of allegations. They may have had that for 6 months. We don't know about it. But I don't think they'll be able to complete this investigation and be able to punish them during the season.
What if they did? And I want to throw this out. How fun / awkward. And Patrick, I want you to comment as well as Brent on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say this thing has been going on for a while. And let's say the NCAA is about to divvy out punishment. Okay?
Okay.
Let's say the NCAA says, Michigan, you're on probation. And Michigan, you're not going postseason. I don't think they do that much anymore. But do you realize the NCAA could put Michigan on probation? The NCAA doesn't run the college football playoff.
Right.
They have nothing. They have nothing to do with the college football playoff. So Michigan could theoretically get slapped by the NCAA.
Yeah.
And they go, we're still in the playoff if we're 12-1 or 11-1, 12-0, right? The college football playoff doesn't.
So it's almost like, why do anything,
Right? Am I right here, Brent? The college football playoff doesn't answer to the NCAA.
No, that's correct.
They're not related.
That's correct. They're not. Now, also, Jim Harbaugh is listed on the allegations. Chris Partridge and Denard Robinson, who used to be obviously.
Oh yeah.
And they've got two coaches, Jesse Minter and Steve Clinkscale.
Yeah.
That were. It was not because of the Stallion thing. It was because of recruiting violations.
Wow.
But look, to Pat's point, which is a good one. I mean, guys, they're not going to take away the title. I don't think they're going to. They might ask him to vacate some wins. They could take away some scholarships. I mean, that's basically, and they could fine them. I mean, that's basically.
But the postseason stuff is over, right? They haven't given out postseason bans in years, right?
No.
But wouldn't it be ironic?
But they can still do that in basketball.
Wouldn't that be ironic, though, if the NCAA said, all right, Michigan, we got to drop a hammer here, no postseason. And you think bowl game, but Michigan could go, okay, that's fine. But the college football playoff says we're the 8th ranked team in the country. We're in the playoff.
Well, but to your look to your point, we don't. Here's the thing: we don't know if the NCAA is trying to reinvent themselves, and one of the ways they think they can reinvent themselves is by hitting somebody hard. So and let people know, okay, we're still here. We're not going away. We still have the power to punish teams. So who could be in our sights with this as we do that? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm still with Pat. I don't think anything happens with this to mount to anything, frankly, unless they're just determined they want to be the big bad wolf in theory again.
Yeah, a show of the power they don't have.
Yeah. Yes.
What if they tell Sharon Moore, Michigan head football coach, all right, you got to miss the first 2 games, my man. I mean, how crazy would that be? Two separate coaches suspended 3 times total over a year and a half. Way to go, man. Hey, stay classy, Michigan. Stay classy. Right?
Well, and listen, let me tell you how complicated this might get, and this is going to raise some eyebrows of Gator fans who are watching us right now. Is that they gathered evidence that shows that Stallions, the guy in the middle of all this, was Central Michigan's on their sidelines for their season opener against Michigan. I'm not saying, but Jim McElwain.
Yeah, McElwain's up there.
Could he be questioned? I probably was questioned about this. Could this go anywhere with them? The thing is that the guys, the NCAA sometimes ends up hitting hard that they'll hammer schools like Central Michigan and ignore Michigan.
Does and Stallions in Michigan's main thing is the sign stealing. Does it factor at all, guys? Does it factor at all, guys, that, hey, by the way, sign stealing is gone now because helmet communication has made its way to college football? So this will, right? Nobody's going to signal in signs anymore, right? They're done.
Yeah.
By the way, I think sign stealing, just like in baseball, not necessarily the electronic, but your eyeball, I'm fine with you eyeballing another coach, and if you can figure his signs out. Now, I don't agree. Our technology is so good. I think you can, some of these mics and all, you could zoom in so close you can hear people. But from the naked eye, if I can figure out what you're trying to do, are you hitting running here, or are you pitching out here?
Yeah.
I think that's gamesmanship.
Well, but again, the problem is so many people on the staff at Michigan were involved with this. So, does the NCAA go by theory here? Do they go by, I don't know. It's a fascinating thing. Pat, I think we've asked you this before, and forgive me if we have, but is sign stealing, when you were growing up and then you got into basketball in college, was that an issue? Did y'all talk about that much? Did you remember that at all?
It was part of scouting. Point guard comes down and they, thumb side, thumb up, thumb down, to whatever. That you're. But really good coaches, and Coach Golden did this a little bit last year. I remember Kansas State. You'll have one main set that you can run a bunch of stuff out of.
Yeah.
So regardless of them knowing, all right, this is where we want to be, but you don't know what they're going to do. Because I do remember there were times where we knew a defense and offense so well that sometimes you would, anticipate, be too anticipatory. And they'd run some type of counter and get something wide open because you think the play. And if they were running it that way, you would. But so there isn't. But basketball and football are such hustle sports and other things between the lines. I'm not going to say knowing the play doesn't give you an advantage, but it's not everything. It's not.
As we go to break, and Brent will try and keep you on one more segment if you can. I'm sure you got some other college football stuff. One of Coach Spurrier's famous dummy signs was one of his biggest plays. As the Gator coach, they're playing number 1 FSU in '97. Huge underdogs when they swapped the quarterbacks almost every play. Doug Johnson, Noah Brandeis. And Pat, you may or may not have heard this story, but Florida State, they were playing a bunch. I mean, they were playing for big games, and they were playing sometime twice. They played the final regular season game, then they played a bowl game a couple times, right? So during that period, FSU and Florida knew each other very well. Mickey Andrews and the boys. It dawned on Coach Spurrier kind of halfway through that '97 game where Florida was a huge underdog that, you know what? I think they've got one or two of our signs because they've jumped us a couple times. You know what I mean? You could tell sometime when a defensive back is just taking a chance or he feels like he knows what's coming. So Spurrier and his offensive staff during the game, they kind of, late in the game, in the fourth quarter, they kind of figured out, wait a minute, they might have our sign for this. Well, Spurrier sends out Doug Johnson in the offense and says, hey, we're running this. We're going to give a sign for that, but we're going to run this. And damn, I think it was Tay Cody or one of those defensive backs jumped the hell of the down and out, and Kwesi went up and kind of used your surveillance against you a little bit.
Yeah.
Gamesmanship.
To Terry, the best thing Spurrier did against FSU was, you remember in the regular season game, they had the quarterback under center. And the FSU had such good D-line and linebackers that they got to them very quickly. What he did in the bowl game was he put the quarterbacks in the shotgun.
And he'd never done shotgun. Didn't like shotgun.
So they could not get to the quarterback and had a field day on the Florida State secondary.
And their secondary couldn't cover Florida's guys if they could get the pass off. Brent, hang tight. I want you to dump out your college book if you've got some stuff on the other side, news and notes, as we're closing in on, gosh darn, August 24th is closing in. We've got college football. Patrick, hang tight. Brent, hang tight. We're going to take a quick break here. Busy Monday, big, fun, rainy, nasty Monday. What else would you rather do than be snuggled up at a happy hour watching and listening the Young and Norvelle Show?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to a Four Score Golf Tavern Monday. You're going to hear a lot about Four Score Golf Tavern, the original location, a couple years old, over in the San Marcos Square area of town, and then in the Gate Parkway area over there by the big old IKEA. That is where the second location will pop up of Four Score Golf Tavern. Restaurant, fun, interactive place to go. You can play multiple sports. And guys, on a rainy day like today and tomorrow, not a lot of golf going on the golf course, but there's a lot of golf and activity going on inside Four Score Golf Tavern. Brent Beard, Patric Young, I'm Terry Norvelle. Hey guys, Patric, I threw this out to you and you agreed. Brent Beard, Olympic fatigue right now for you?
A little bit. I was hoping the swimmers would do better. I really hate that Caleb Dressel has struggled the way that he has, but he's supposed to. You two think about this a little bit. He said, "I'm coming back for 2028." That means that this was his third Olympics. That's going to be his fourth.
Yeah.
Now think about this a minute. What would at some point help us on this, Pat, from the athletic viewpoint? At some point, you've had 12 years of this at least.
Yeah.
And you've got 16 coming up if you come back for a fourth. Now he's got 8 gold medals. Now, what he wants to do with his life is up to him. But man, oh man, look, guys,
a lot of time in the water, man. That's a lot of water time.
How tough will that be to go through 16 years of and it's a statement how the perseverance of Caleb Dressel. But boy, how tough will that be, guys? Good grief.
Well, I mean, you'll look at Katie Ledecky and see that she's doing it.
Yeah.
As young as 17 or 16, whenever she was, however she started. But
yeah,
I think he's saying it now. He was obviously very disappointed. He didn't do a little bit better on some of those events, at least the medal. But I think he was probably going to try and make a run back for LA in 4 years, regardless.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe.
He's married now as a kid. He's going to be missing out on. I mean, they spent a lot of time in that water.
A lot of time, man. A lot of time.
Oh yeah. Hey, speaking of Katie, did you guys see? I know we touched on this the other day. Did you see her in the pool with a glass of chocolate milk on her head?
Yeah.
You told me about it. I don't believe it. I think Brent, you had too much to drink. I think you had too much something inside your chocolate milk. That never happened.
Someone spiked your chocolate milk there, Brent.
I think so, Brent. A glass of chocolate milk on the head. So what? Hey, about the Olympic fatigue, though, it's kind of hit. I'm not a big Olympic watcher. I watch here and there, but we still have a week of it. The closing ceremony is Sunday. The only sporting event I can kind of compare the Olympics over 3 weeks is March Madness. Right? March Madness, 3 weeks. The Olympics, basically 3 weeks. But there's one big difference. The Olympics, basically, when they start, they go for 21 days or whatever, 3 weeks. March Madness, you've got 4 days off twice.
That's true.
Right? Yeah. You open up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mm-hmm. That's wonderful, but you get away from it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You get right. You've got days off built in twice in the 3 week period. This Olympic thing, man, it's go. I've got a little Olympic fatigue right now. Everywhere you turn is Olympics. Olympics.
It is.
I'm fine with it.
I'd rather see that because as we keep creeping towards November, it's going to be so much political ads.
You're right.
Nonstop. So I'd much rather watch the Olympics.
Yeah. You're right. Brent Beard, look into your magical college football notepad. I'm not sure what we've got to be aware of, but most of the I guess everybody's basically practicing by now, right? No matter when you open up.
Not only are they practicing, but FSU had a scrimmage over the weekend.
Anything of note?
I think a lot of people probably missed it. So I'll throw out some of the guys who did well now. Some people may be familiar with these names, some may not. Running back Samuel Singleton, Jalen Brown, and Jalen Lucas. Running back, wide receiver, and athlete. They did well in the scrimmage. Scrimmage was not clean. There were a lot of mistakes, but, that's why you scrimmage, is to be able to deal with that and try to work on it. Cromanhook, and I may be pronouncing it, Luke Cromanhook, their backup quarterback, had a pretty good scrimmage. He certainly had some moment. Brock Glenn, who they really like, is he did okay. Wasn't anything outstanding about that. DJU, Uyunglele was pretty solid. The receivers didn't help him that much. So that was a bit of a problem. I like the fact that Mike Norvelle actually runs with the lineman from I think it's the goal line to the other end zone. So they run 100 yards every day.
Those Norvelles are in good shape. We all know that. We all know that, right? They're in good.
Oh yeah,
they're in good shape. Brent, did you the coaches poll came out?
Yes.
The top 12, we went through it. Man, what a fun. If this is how the final poll ended, and this was our 12 to go play a playoff, oh, my goodness. Georgia, Ohio State, and I'm assuming Georgia, I think Ohio State, in terms of raw talent, is probably the only roster in Georgia's neighborhood. I guess the nod, though, is Ohio State doesn't have their starting quarterback coming back, and Georgia does. Is that why Georgia got the nod, probably?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and a lot of it is because everybody else. Look, again, for the coaches poll, we have to remember that the sports information director probably made this poll, and the coach checked off on it. Look, I don't know about Notre Dame being 7, guys.
I don't either. I don't either.
Help me on this.
Well, Notre Dame and Penn State, I mean,
Yes.
year after year, they're just are we struggling, guys, for 12 teams that bad? That I mean, Notre Dame and Penn State, I think, don't you got to see it at some point on the field?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You do eventually, and I think Penn State probably has better talent than Notre Dame. Do you now? LSU's 12, Tennessee's 15. I don't agree with that. Tennessee's the better overall team because LSU doesn't have a defense. But
interesting.
Utah is 13. Listen, I have more confidence in Utah than I do Notre Dame.
I'll tell you one thing, guys. Brent, Patrick, you probably got to know Kyle Whittingham because Florida had a 2-game series with Utah. He was Urban Meyer's right hand, stayed at Utah. He can flat out coach. Utah's program is good. Cam Rising,
really are.
Cam Rising's back. Thank God for all the injuries he's had. I think he's going to be okay. And Brant Keithy, that tight end. Y'all remember the tight end that drove Florida nuts in Gainesville? That guy's back. Utah is if Kyle Whittingham was 10 years younger, he'd be up for every major job out there. That guy can coach, and he's got a great staff.
He really can. And by the way, Miami's 19. I think that's a tad low for them. I'm not saying that should be in the top 10 yet, but that is low. Listen, if I was Kansas, I'd have a parade tomorrow. They're 24, and I think that I mean
really.
I mean
Kansas football.
Jayhawks.
Yeah. It can't. I mean that's Kansas basketball is another story. Kansas football, but
their coach is good, man. That coach is good.
He is one of the better. Lance Leopold's one of the better coaches. He loves reclamation projects, so I think he will do really well with that. So now the AP is going to be out again in the next few days, and this will be very similar to that. But this is pretty much what we've seen so far with the magazines too. So, but it gives talk shows like ours something to talk about.
I wonder though, Brent, as young as Patrick Young is, no pun intended, and as old as we are,
yes.
Brent, I would like to see, and I'm serious about this. I would like to live to see the day where there is no poll, there is no committee in college football. My God, the NFL does it without any of that. College football, we need to get out of committees and polls. And I stick by my theory. The entity that should run college football is the National Football League. They know how to do it. They don't have polls. They don't have committees. You know what they do? They play games on the field.
Yep,
and
they do.
Determine winners. They determine division winners, conference winners, and they have tiebreakers when needed. And they just go freaking play. Why can't college football do it? College football acts like their game is so complicated. So complicated.
And I mean, you'll see a power poll for the NFL, and those are kind of fun to look at.
Yeah.
But beyond that, you really don't see that. Did you guys talk about the Florida basketball edition today?
Yeah, we haven't. But did you hear about that, Patrick? Who the Gators? Talk about it, Brent.
Yeah, this just came out today that Florida has a series now. Let me get this straight. They've got a holiday hoopsgiving. That's cute. Nice. Versus Arizona State and Atlanta on Saturday the 14th. It's part of a triple header. It's pretty good. Auburn versus Ohio State, Georgia versus Grand Canyon. So Florida's 2-0 against Arizona State. NIT in 2008 was one. Do you guys like this?
And that's Bobby Hurley, right?
Yeah.
Is that Bobby Hurley?
Yeah.
Arizona State?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bobby Hurley. Not Dan Hurley, but Bobby Hurley.
Yeah. I like this Florida schedule. I think they've done a pretty good job.
Do they have the entire non-conference schedule up now?
I think they're close to getting that.
Okay.
His man. I'll tell you one thing though. I love that November 4th game here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to be the one covering it.
Yes. Oh, I think we could.
You're Patric Young.
Get that done.
Have you forgotten you're Patric Young?
Hey man,
That's right. Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta remind some people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I guess we do. I'm not real happy about Patric Young wearing a looks like a Florida State Garnet basketball jersey.
Well, you don't want any of this.
What is that?
This?
What? No.
That's 1,000% grass-fed beef right there, Terry.
Put those guns away. Why do you have a FSU Garnet shirt on?
It's more Georgia.
Oh, that makes it better.
Yeah, it's black and red.
Yeah. All right, Brent Beard, anything else we need to know about before we get out of here?
There will be plenty more as we get together throughout the week. So, and again, remember, this weekend, we're going to have a bunch of scrimmages. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a lot to talk about going into the scrimmages and coming out of the scrimmages, because these scrimmages are going to set the depth chart for a lot of these teams.
You realize I'm being serious about this. FSU and Georgia Tech
will
be getting on a plane in about 2 weeks.
Yes.
Because they're not flying out the night before the game. You don't go to Dublin the night before the game. They're going to fly out. They're going to fly out 3 or 4 days before. Today there's 19 days left. They're going to fly out 3 to 4 days before. Obviously, you're going to Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be getting on a plane in 2 weeks, basically.
2 weeks.
Love it.
Dang, man, that's awesome. I
love it. Brent Beard, stay dry. We'll catch up with you as the week rolls on, my man.
Dry.
Yeah, keep Chino dry. Chino don't like that wet weather. Where's Chino?
Chino's outside on the porch.
Okay.
He's asleep. So he's like his daddy. When that rain comes down and it's quiet.
Nighty-night.
And I lean back. Yeah, it's night pretty quick.
Nighty-night. Good job, Brent Beard, as always. We appreciate what you do for our show. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Myself and Patric Young, we'll put a bow on this show. Want to get a little Major League Baseball. Final 50. They're heading down the home stretch, Patric Young, and we've got some doozy races in Major League Baseball. That and a whole lot more on a rainy Monday. It is the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jacks.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Rainy, inclement Monday, but we are fighting our way through it, putting the landing gear down, landing this show on a Monday. Patrick Young hanging around, Terry Norvelle, and you. Want to thank a couple of sponsors, Patrick, as we get back into it, last few minutes of the show. Number one, our brand new Monday sponsor. We will actually be physically sitting at our Monday sponsor, Fourscore Golf Tavern, on Monday, August 19th. Obviously, we're in the studio today. Next week, we'll be in Gainesville, and then we kick off our shows from Fourscore Golf Tavern in San Marco. We'll also start doing shows at their second location that is just about ready to open up over in the Gate Parkway area, thanks to Fourscore Golf Tavern. I want to thank those folks. Also, Patrick, we are heading to Gainesville next Monday. Do the show live from right outside Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We want to thank our tremendous sponsor that's making our trip possible, Florida Power Equipment. 2 locations, Gainesville and Jacksonville. Boy, that's apropos. Beach Boulevard and then on 6th Street in Gainesville. Florida Power Equipment, they are authorized dealers when it comes to those wonderful different size mowers, those zero-turn mowers. If you've got a yard, a field, a garden, aren't they awesome? They just whoop. Bad Boy Mowers, Bobcat, Greenworks, they carry all the leading brands. If you're in the market for a mower, an edger, big, small, maybe you've got a garden, maybe you've got a field you got to clean out, maybe you just need a good mower for your wonderful yard, edgers, trimmers, they've got it all. Go see my buddy Dave Farmer in Gainesville and in Jacksonville. He's between both. He will be at our broadcast as the title sponsor. You can talk to him in person and come up to our show next Monday right outside Spurrier's. Florida Power Equipment. Patrick, about 50 games left in Major League Baseball. We're on the final 50 taking off right now, my man. Taking off. All kind of stuff going on in baseball.
50 left? So what's the White Sox record right now?
About 50. They are 27-86, I think it is.
So, yeah, they're at 113 then in that case.
I'm glad you brought up the White Sox. You know, in sports, I think we've all done this. We've all always fantasized about, man, if we could get the greatest against the greatest. Wouldn't it be fun to get the 85 Bears against, Patrick, the undefeated Dolphins? Wouldn't it be fun to get the Gator National Championship basketball team against, you know, one of the Kentucky great teams? We always talk about that. What about the other end of the spectrum, Patrick? Wouldn't it be fun, for instance, to settle, well, who is the worst baseball team in the history of baseball? Is it this year's Chicago White Sox? or the team they're chasing, the 1962 New York Mets. Wouldn't that be fun to settle?
That would be great to settle because I'd be curious to see
who's the worst.
Yeah, who is the worst of all time in every sport?
Yeah,
and it'd be nice to because we always have those. I always see those things where they say that you try to combine the Florida Gators, their best team ever, of position, etc. I always just love to see that settled. I think my 2014 team would have held its own against Al Horford and Joe Kim.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it be fun the other side of the spectrum? Who's the worst of the worst? No, I'm telling you, man, these guys were terrible. No. These other guys were. Wouldn't you like to have them play? Who's the worst of the worst, man? I love it.
It's the worst of the worst. Goodness gracious.
You take how about the 0-10-1 79 Gator football team against one of those 0-11 FSU teams of the early 70s. Who's the worst? Who's the best worst? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? The best worst.
Well, probably the worst team is going to be for the Gators. That when the coach switched the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, I would say that would probably be number one in my book, Terry.
Patrick, did you play on any bad teams in Little League, baseball, football, basketball? I look back, I don't think I ever played on a bad team.
My first, I think age 10 through 12, Little League, when you go up from the smaller field and away from Coach Biggs, et cetera. Our first team called the Padres. I think we won our first game and then lost 20 straight or something like that.
Really?
Well, then what was really cool, we changed our names from the Padres to the Cardinals.
Nice.
And rebranded. And I don't know what happened, but we went back-to-back. The first year we won a championship against a team that dominated. Like we do a little mid-season thing, they dominated the first half of the season. They seemed invincible. Nobody could beat them. And then we won the same. If they would have won first half and second half, there would have been no playoffs. So we came back and won that second half. And then my last year at 12, we went 21-0 in the Little League league. It was awesome.
Hey, get those Padres out of there, man. Get the Padres out and the Cardinals in, man.
As a professional, my team in Turkey, I mean, it was probably the worst team I had played for, but we weren't god awful.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
We played against Madrid at home, and they took us. They took us in the barnyard.
Hey, going back to the
hung us up for slaughter.
Nice. Going back to the Olympics as we wrap up, about 3 minutes left here on a Monday. One of the negative stories has been that filthy, dirty Seine River right there.
Yeah.
Did you hear? There's a couple things. I did not know this, Patrick. I read it this morning. I'm telling you, somebody look it up and let us know tomorrow. I read this morning that it has been illegal to swim in that river for a century. And everybody tried to tell them, did you hear what's happening? Belgium and Switzerland have either had people have to get out of the competition, or they've had to replace people that are doing the triathlon because they're swimming in that filthy, dirty river and they're getting sick.
And they're getting sick, of course. Wow.
How about that? Did you know that you couldn't swim in there for a century? It was a law. I don't think you're supposed to swim in it now. They just those filthy
so
French.
Weird,
they just
man. Like they do such a great, but France does such a great job with cleaning their water that you drink.
Ugh.
I remember watching it on doc, but yeah, that's swimming in the river. I mean, I think I swam in St. John's maybe once or twice when I was a kid.
Ugh.
Now I'm looking back like,
and you lived to tell about it.
I live. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I lived to. Whether I was stepping on some rocks or some crabs in there, I mean, I'm just like, man, this is not wise to be.
Dude, they're not doing this just for publicity. These are people. Switzerland and Belgium, they've had to replace athletes, and some of them are done. They got gastrointestinal issues from swimming in that damn river.
Yeah, some of that. I mean, they whatever anybody says, you end up drinking a little bit of that water swimming in it, right? So it doesn't take much of getting that water with the really bad bacteria that if you boil the water, you're fine because it kills all that stuff. But you ain't boiling a river.
But
that's
how many of us?
That's negligent for France to do that, in my opinion.
And the word and they do testing and all. And I don't know too much about this, but I know it's a nasty word, basically. They keep talking about testing it for levels of E. coli. Oh, Patrick, oh. And they said, let's just go ahead and use the competition here. Use that. No. There's not some other body of water. There's not
They could have taken this one. I mean, I don't know if Tahiti's big enough to do the
Tahiti.
I don't know if it's big enough to do the other parts, though. You know, the running and the
cycling.
But yeah, that would have been a much better option to take those. But you know, maybe Tahiti has too much waves. I don't know. But anywhere else,
somewhere.
I'd rather be in some water that's a little wavy, where you know they're going to save people. You're not going to drown out there.
Oh, Patrick, man, and they knew better. They knew better, and they got people sick. They knew better. Oh, well, all right, Pat, that'll wrap it up, my man. Good job with your little Snuggie on there, keeping you warm all show.
I'm gonna take a nap. Thank you.
And it's nap weather, my man. It is definitely nap weather. So I'll be the only one out of Patric Young, his dogs, Brent Beard, his cat. I'll be the only one working as we sign off. But I tell you what, we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll be coming to you from Mandarin. Come by and say hi. We'll be at Hurricanes in Julington Creek. Please stop by. It's our Tuesday home. Check out everything they've got on the menu, including Taco Tuesday. Don't sleep on the tacos at Hurricanes Grill and Wings in Julington Creek. That'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed bringing it to you. Stay dry. We'll get together tomorrow for another edition of the Young Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jacks.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC.